Yeah, do you know, I mean, I guess I'm teaching the session, you're just reading the chat, right? Is that
Yeah.
normally how it goes? Yeah. So, I mean, it's just they'll drop questions in the chat if they have them and you sort of respond.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, cool.
I'll go off mute if there's any urgent ones or things that they're confused about.
Yeah. Aside from that, it's not too much to it, is it?
Yeah. Can you let people in as well, or is it just me who can?
Yeah, I can let people in. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I give it like 2 minutes or so.
Yeah.
Just wait till 10.
Yeah.
Do you know if like most people have like already done it, or is it just people are showing up for just today?
So it seems like it's the same people from the last 4 days.
Okay, right. So okay, then we shouldn't hopefully need to get set up with Replit or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'll start letting people in now. So
Sounds good.
so welcome everyone to day 5 of the halftime code camp. Okay, I can see we've still got some people still joining, so I'll give them just like another 2, 3 minutes before we get started. So I'll just ask you to just wait and be patient until they do join.
I'll be here in the chat as well today. So if you guys have any questions, you can put them in the chat. And then I'll help you out. And correct me if I'm wrong, we're using Replit today.
Yeah, we should be using
Okay,
Replit.
So I'll just put it in the chat as well so people can sign up.
Yeah, we'll go through this at the start anyway, so don't worry about it too much. But if you attended the past few days, then hopefully you can log into Replit and sort of log in and get set up already before we get started. Okay, I'll just give it another minute or so just to check if anyone else just joins us, but we should get started shortly. Okay, so I think we'll do is we'll make a start. If anyone else joins us a little bit late, they can sort of fill them in later. But first of all, just a welcome to everyone. If you've been here for the past few days, this is going to be the final day, of course, of the half-term code camp. My name is Midhat. I'll be leading the session today, and I've got Dermot with me, who will be going through the chat. If you've got any questions while I'm explaining anything, please feel free to drop them in the chat. Dermot will be monitoring it, and he'll be happy to answer them as required. Of course, you can also if you need to raise your hand, like in Zoom like this, you can also do that. I'm happy to sort of also explain it if you feel like it's a little bit more complicated. But yeah, so what we'll do is we'll get started for today. So for the okay, so let's go here. Okay. So hopefully everyone can see my screen. Okay. So today what we're looking at is we are looking at APIs. So if you've done the course for the past few days, it's going to be a repeat of some stuff from beforehand. But yeah, so we've had over 7,500 learners coding with Codex across various different companies. And these sessions are mainly just about learning just some key programming concepts, getting an introduction to programming, and also just, you know, understanding how to use a programming language called Python. So it's always led by an instructor each day. At least it has been for the past 5 days, and it will be led by me today. And each day we sort of went over something new and interesting in a new topic. So does anyone have any quick questions before we get started? Yeah, I'll take that as a no. But yeah, just a quick note beforehand before we do get started. You might not understand sort of everything we cover, so don't worry about it too much. Again, feel free to ask questions as you get along if you're unsure on anything. But hopefully when you start coding, you can see how things work and get results from the code. Okay, so just a quick introduction to Python for anyone that might not be familiar with it. It's just a programming language. So you may have heard of, let's say, other programming languages like maybe, C or C++, or maybe even Java. Python is just another one of those programming languages that you can use to code. It's in fact used by loads of different companies such as the companies you can see on the right-hand side of the screen. So, Microsoft, Meta, Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, and so on. It's very useful in, writing AI applications and machine learning applications, as well as web development technologies as well. So today, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using Replets. So I think Dermot's already put the link in the chat. I'll just paste it in the chat again, just in case you guys haven't seen it. With Replit, you will need to create an account of some sorts. So it might, if you haven't been with us on the past few days, you might need to create an account. So if you were to open the link that I've just posted in the chat, it will take you to the Replit page, which should look something like this. So there we go. Switch my screen share. Yeah, so it should bring you to somewhere like this. I've already logged in, but it should prompt you to log in. So if you need to create an account, create an account. Otherwise, if you've already got an account, please log in. And once you sort of logged in, you can have a look in the top, well, top left. It should say create Replit. So just here in the top left. And once you've logged in, just make sure you just click on that, create a Replit, select Python, and then just give it a name. I'm going to call this API, but it can be whatever name you like. And then just click on create Replit here at the bottom, and it should bring up a coding environment like this. Okay. Okay. I'll let people just maybe have just a few minutes just to get this running up and just get set up. But once you have got it set up, could you potentially just give me a reaction in the chat? Just, just quick thumbs up like this, just so I know that you've logged in. Or even drop a message in the chat, either one works. Yeah, if you haven't signed up, yeah, please do sign up. If you do not have an account, potentially what you can do is sign up through, like, if you've got a Google account, you can sign up for a Google account. Yeah, make sure you use a Python template. So Python. So if I just hopefully show you again. Yeah, go back. Yeah, so if you click create Replit, make sure you select Python and then give it a name and hit create. Okay. There's an alternative option if people are struggling to get onto Replit. It just means that you won't be able to save your code. You can use something called Trinket, which is almost the same thing. So I'll paste this link in the chat. It works in almost the same way, but it just means you probably won't be able to save your code. The only reason we want to use Replit just so you can save your code and maybe have a look at it after. But if you can't get onto Replit, you can try the second link I've just sent in the chat right now, which is Trinket. It runs in almost the same way. Could I just get you guys to either put something like a message in the chat just to know that you've got either managed to get onto Trinket or onto Replit, just so I know we can move on Trinket. Okay, Jamal, thank you, Jamal. I can see you're in. Has anyone else managed to get on? Just drop a quick message just so I do know that we can move on. All right, thank you. Got Azam as well. Thank you. Yeah, getting a few more messages in. Okay, I'll give everyone maybe just another 2-3 minutes, and then we will get started. Yeah, yeah, I can see Tammy's also put a message in the chat. Yeah, Kamal as well. Yeah. Yeah, Cindy, I can see. Yeah. Yeah, just another minute or so before I move on. If anyone is struggling, please do let me know. Maybe we can provide some additional help. Okay, I think what we'll do is we'll get started. If you haven't got on yet, please feel free to drop a message in the chat. Still help you. We can use like a breakout room, and maybe Dermot can help you like in a breakout room separately if needed. But what we'll do is we'll move on with what we're actually supposed to get started with today. Okay, so hopefully we've managed to get logged on into some sort of IDE. But today what we're going to be covering is something called an API. So you might ask what an API actually is. And it's kind of similar to a menu at a restaurant, but for code, let's say. So when you go to a restaurant, of course, you won't order like a specific way you want something cooked. You would order an item with a menu. An API sort of does a similar thing with code. So you don't need to code something like completely from scratch, but if you need some information, you would use an API to get some information from like an external source. So we'll see this in action with some code. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the Pokemon API to find information on a Pokemon of our choice. So using the Pokemon API, what we're going to try and do is try and get the name, height, weight, experience, type, and abilities of our Pokemon. Okay, so let me just switch my screen share once again. And you either on Replit or Trinket, either one works, but depending on which one you're using, just type your code out in the main section, just after where it says 1 here. So the first thing you're going to need to do is you're going to need to write 2 lines of code. So import requests and import JSON, or JSON like this. This will sort of allow you to, okay, why is this doing this? Import request and import JSON like this. Okay. And this will allow you to sort of import the libraries that we need. I need to turn off this auto thing. But these will the first 2 lines that you'll need to type out: import request and import JSON. And then after that, you will need to type in the URL. So what I will do is type in URL is equal to, and then you will paste the URL in. Okay, this is sort of so URL is equal to a URL that we've got. So you can use either Trinket or Replit, it's up to you. Both will have the same result. So you can shoot, and so you will have a URL like this. So it'll be https://pokeapi.com/v2 and then /Pokemon, and then after the Pokemon, you can type in whatever Pokemon of your choice. So let's say you want Charizard. Let's say so you do Pokemon/Charizard. You can change the Charizard for whatever Pokemon you'd like. So yeah, so I'll paste the link in the chat so it helps. It saves you from typing this out. Just copy the link I sent and maybe just delete Charizard or paste it with whatever Pokemon you'd like. But after that, you've got URL, and then you can do, let's say, call another variable. So let's say result underscore Pokemon. Pokemon, and then equal to. We use our requests, so we do requests dot get open brackets and then just type in URL inside here. So put the URL inside of request.get, and this will allow us to open the Pokemon itself. And then if you type in dictionary equals result underscore Pokemon dot JSON like this, this will allow us to load the result from our API into something in a variable called dictionary. And then what we can do is we can now find the name of this Pokemon. So if you do name is equal to dictionary, generic. If you now use square brackets and speech marks and type name like this, and then if you print something like name in speech marks, colon, and then colon, comma, and then name like so. Hopefully we should see we get the name of our Pokemon, which is indeed Charizard. And we can apply this a similar concept to, let's say, the weight. So if you do weight equals dictionary, square brackets, and let's say weight, then do something similar. Let's say print weight of weight like so. Hopefully we should see we get a weight. So Charizard apparently weighs 905. Okay. And yeah, so hopefully you can see how this is sort of working. So we get the dictionary, we get the name from this dictionary that we originally called it by identifying the name, and then same thing for the weight. So things we wanted to look at was the name, weight, height, base experience, types, and abilities, I believe. Sorry. So we want to do something similar. So let's have a look at this. So let's say we do height as well. So we do height, dictionary, height, like so. And we print the height like this. Again, quickly run this. So we've got Charizard. It's got a weight of 905 and a height of 17. Sorry, excuse me. Okay. And let's apply the same thing for the other things that we wanted. So let's say base experience. So base spot experience equals dictionary. And then base experience, base underscore experience. And if you print base experience like so, base experience, and then base. If you see that, yes, so Charizard's got a base experience of 267. Then the next one I think we wanted is types. So type equals dictionary. Now this requires a little bit more. So if we do T, and then we use type, what type and name, like so, or T in dictionary. Types. Like so. Like so. And hopefully we do the same thing with types. So print types. Types. Hopefully we should get all types. Verizon, I made a mistake somewhere. Which is, one second.
You only have type instead of types in the
Yeah. I believe it's this. No? Oh no, I shouldn't. Yeah, should be like this, not yeah. I've used dictionary twice that way. We got yeah, there we go. Got it now. Fixed it. Okay, there we go. So yeah, so you can see Charizard has two types. It's a fire Pokemon. It's a flying Pokemon. And then we do something similar for the abilities. So if you do ability, so it's exactly almost the same as the way we did type. So let's say abilities is equal to this. But instead of type this time, we just use abilities. Right. So, and then we print the abilities. Hopefully, I haven't made a mistake this time. No, did I spell abilities wrong? No, there should be ability here instead of abilities. Here we go. So yeah, so you can see it's got two abilities, Blaze and Solar Power. So this is sort of the code. I know it's a little bit long, but this is the code to get the 5 different types of information, or 6 different types of information from Charizard. So it's name, weight, height, base experience, the type of Pokemon it is, and the abilities that it has. In fact, you can change the name here to whatever you like to get whatever Pokemon you want. So does anyone want to suggest Pokemon we have a look at? If you yeah, if you want to either drop it in the chat or raise your hand. Okay, so Moltres. Okay, let's see if this works. Hopefully this works. Yeah, Moltres works. And yeah, so you can see this has a weight of 600, height of 20, base experience of 290, got fire and flying as type, and then 2 abilities, pressure and flame body. And we've got Fuego here. Try this. Yep, this also works. You can see it has a weight of 98, height of 4, but it doesn't have any base experience, but it is a fire type and it has 2 abilities, Blaze and Unaware. So what I want you guys to do is try this for yourself and see if you can do this for the Pokemon of your choice. Just remember, just basically copy this code out, and afterwards as URL, instead of whatever we had, so we had Charizard before or Charmander, let's do Charmander this time. You can see, but whichever Pokemon we have, we can get its features or like so. So I want you guys to try this for yourselves and see if you get it to work. If you run into any problems, please do let us know. We're happy to help you out. Okay, Roots, don't worry if you don't get it, to be honest. Try and copy this out basically. So try and copy the code that I've got here. And instead of the name of the Pokemon here, in fact, we can make this a little bit easier. So let me call this Pokemon. It's got a name. And just give it a name. So if I say Charmander, if I change it to this, get rid of this, do plus Pokemon name. This was overalls. Yeah. So you may find this a little bit easier to use. So if you copy this code out and just change the name of the Pokemon on line 4 here, if you can see, to whatever Pokemon you want. So I think we said, let's say we have Pikachu. You should see we get the same thing for Pikachu as well. So try and copy this code out and just have a change the Pokemon name on line number 4. Yeah, I'll paste the link here for anyone that wants to copy it over instead of trying to type out something this, especially this.
No.
Also, let us know if you've got any problems, and we can help you out with it. Adam, if you can't paste the link, maybe just try and type it out. It might be easier than trying to copy it. Yeah, alternatively, yeah. So, I mean, I'm not sure if you can highlight it in Zoom, in the Zoom chat. Right click copy link, and then just right click here, paste. I'm not sure if that works for you. If that doesn't, just try and type it out. Jonas, your one not working? Okay, what we can try and do with that one, let's see if these work. Okay, one thing we can use, Dermot, do you mind you maybe using a breakout room to try and help Jamal? That's okay.
Okay.
Yeah. What we can do is, Jamal, if you want yours, if you're having issues, I'll try and assign you and to a breakout room, and hopefully this will work. See. Do that. I'm not sure if you wait, Dermot, hopefully you can join breakout room one. Let me
Maybe we can just
Yeah.
Have a listen in there. Drink it as well. Okay, I'll try to in there. You wanna help me with this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jamal, can you try and join the breakout room and just Delman will help you out, I think. Hopefully you can how to join that. Yeah. Okay. So I'll try and help Temi out first. Temi, do you want to share your screen? I can try and have a look first. Hopefully if you hit the green like share screen button in the middle, hopefully if you can share your screen, I can have a look. Okay, let's have a look. You need to make sure you have speech marks around Pikachu. And yeah, one more thing. Can you see on line number 3, you've got Poke. Yeah, there you go. Okay. What is missing now? Um, Wait, go back to the original Python 3 link. Just trying to see if you've made like a small spelling mistake somewhere. Tevin, do you mind hitting share here and just see if you can share the link with me? Just paste that in the chat for me, please. Yeah. Let me just have a look at this. I'll be back to you in a second.
I joined back. I can't see the chat anymore, so I don't know if anyone else needs help with that.
Yeah. So I'm trying to help Tammy. Do you mind if you were help Azan actually? So just let me just assign breakout rooms once again. Let me create another breakout room.
Cool.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah. Okay. Yeah. Azan, if you want to go into the breakout room with Thermal, and you can help. Okay. So I don't know why it's working on RedPlate and not. Okay. At least it isn't working. Okay. That's fine. Do you mind if you want to stop screen sharing so I can put up my code once again? Sorry, Ian. So this is where we were. Yeah. So just quick recap for anyone that maybe joined a little bit late or hasn't finished it yet. So what we've got here is just API to get information from Pokemon. So if you were to copy my code down like so and replace the Pokemon name here, whichever with a Pokemon of your choice. At the moment, I'm looking at the information for Pikachu. So for Pikachu, you can see that the name of Pikachu is Pikachu, of course. The weight that Pikachu has is 60. Its height is 4. Base experience is 112. It's an electric type. Its abilities are static and lightning rod. If you were to change it to some other Pokemon, let's say Geodude, for example, it will be something similar. So you can see that you've got Geodude, weight of 200, height of 4, base experience of 60. It's a rock and ground type, and it's got these three abilities: Rockhead, Sturdy, and Sandvale. I can post my code just in case anyone wants to have a look at it. I'll post it in the chat. Hopefully, you can maybe copy it over if you're struggling. Yeah. So all I want you guys to do is really experiment with different types of Pokemon. Just find out. Yeah. So any Pokemon that you'd like, just pick it or look them up. Uh, change the Pokemon name here, and hopefully you should see the information about it.
Hmm?
Wait, no, please do that. You're almost finished. Brilliant. Is Have most people managed to get something to work, or is anyone still struggling? If you are, please do let me know, then I can try and help you out. Okay, just to check, seeing as we're sort of running towards the end of the session, could I maybe get a thumbs up for people if they've managed to at least get something? Maybe just drop a reaction to the thumbs up or just message in the chat, so I can check you managed to get something similar. Yeah. Yeah, Jamal, yeah. You see quite a few, you can see a few thumbs up. Does anyone need any help with any issues they run into? Just let me know if you do. Okay. Okay, no, okay. So what we'll do is we'll move on to maybe just the next thing. We've got about 5 minutes left, so I'll just go through this quite quickly, I think. So we've had a look at the Pokemon API just to get information about Pokemon. You could do something similar with lots of different other APIs. So for example, there is a NASA API, which you can do something similar with. So for example, this NASA API allows you to like check where the International Space Station is in like real time. So I'll just show you the code for it very quickly as opposed we don't have too long left. So if I was just switch my screen share to this. So so the code looks something like this. So if I was to hopefully run it, we should see the position of the International Space Station, if it works. It doesn't seem to want to be working. Let's try wrap it. Yeah, there we go. So you can see currently the International Space Station is at this position. So this latitude, this longitude. And because it's constantly moving, you'll actually find that the the coordinates do change slightly because it doesn't actually stay in one place. So if I keep rerunning it, you can see it moves slightly, not too much, but it does move a little bit. Yeah, so you can see how API works. So it's a similar process. You just, load the URL for the API, use request.get, and then just print the messages as needed. Okay. So final thing for today, just before we wrap up. So yeah, so we've got some other useful links. So if you want to maybe do some like additional reading or trying to do some different things, there's some links here that can provide you with some other API links. So for example, instead of Pokemon, let's say you weren't that interested in Pokemon, you could try some other things. So for example, there's like what we said, Pokemon. I don't know what else is there. So if you're interested in like card games, for example, you could try use the card game API to have the card games. So I'll paste a link in this chat for you, just in case anyone wants to have a look. So if you want to have a look and try this in your own time, feel free to do so. So they've got links here, and it gives you some description about what it is. So there's some things like weather, for example, or if you're interested in maybe finance, have a look at that, or have a look at how the COVID-19 pandemic spread. Have a look at that. But there's links in the chat for you, so it'll bring you to this page right here. So yeah, so you can see weather, let's say, or COVID-19 as I mentioned, or card games. I'll give you some here, like so. Okay, so that's sort of the end of session. As things we've sort of come towards the end. Does anyone have any final questions before we leave?
I have something I just need to say for all you guys. I don't know if you said it or if Faz told you, but he just sent me a message. About the Saturday code camp.
Yep, go for it. I haven't mentioned anything about it yet.
Okay. Well, is it at the end of your slides? Because
I don't believe it is.
he added it at the end.
All right, yeah, okay, there we go. Yeah, so first thing, well, no, I don't think there is. But actually, one thing we should mention is we have Saturday Code Camp. So if there's a lot of you here today, and maybe this wasn't something you were interested in, I don't know. But there we have something called a Saturday Code Camp. So in the Saturday Code Camp, we go through lots of different coding challenges throughout the week, go through make some fun little mini games or some games in general that you may be interested in. Not sure if there's anything else you want to add on to that, Dylan.
Yeah. Can I share my screen?
Actually, yeah. So Saturday Code Camp is on Saturday at 10 to 11 from. So yeah, I think Dylan's going to go through some more details on this.
So yeah, so just so you guys can see it here. Every Saturday, as you said, from 10 to 11 UK time, you can use the code LEARN100 to try the session actually tomorrow for free. And then after that, yeah, every single Saturday you can do them. Previous students have made like a Super Mario type game, physics simulators, and web scrapers. There's definitely lots to do. So yeah, get involved there every Saturday, 10 to 11. And there's a link as well that I can share with you.
Yeah, I think if you paste the link in the chat, so if any of you are interested. But yeah, sorry, is there anyone with a question? I'm not sure if there is. Yeah, so yeah, again, if you've got any questions about it, feel free to drop in the chat or just speak up. But that is the end of the session for today. So thank you all for coming. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And if you're interested, obviously sign up to the Saturday Code Camp if you want to learn more.
Thank you, guys.
All right. All right. Thanks, everyone.
You sign up using the link that I just sent you.
Yeah. So if you're interested, the link is in the chat. Just if you scroll up a little bit, it should be there somewhere. And if you use the code LEARN100, tomorrow's session will be free. All right. Thanks, everyone. All right.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. Bye, guys.